And also you talk about adversity as well. He's saying in order to really believe in what you're doing and want to come to work every day, you have to really strive for that goal and believe in it and work hard for that. Can you talk around about the feeling of adversity as well?
Oh yeah. So in a 21st century economy where we have competition that will not go away, we can't hold our breath, we can't wait for it to pass, that adversity is part of it. We have to understand that human beings can actually enjoy adversity, that we, as long as we're given the tools and the collective unity to face it together, that it's invigorating. That's who will win, is that the organizations that master that human truth. So that adversity, when you have realistic optimism, when you have subservience to purpose, where you believe what you're doing is makes a meaningful difference in the world, that it's not just about money, but that you waking up every day and have a role in making a meaningful difference, doing something that matters, if things go wrong, you still get up every day. And if you do that, if your organization believes that and your people believe that and see their role in it, they will work harder than the person across the street at a competing company.
And what tips would you give for CEOs who may be struggling, finding themselves under pressure, and also who do they turn to, or where can they turn to?
There is one of the things that I do, work often with new CEOs or next in lines who are preparing for it, and no one is an isolated system, right? We are just so co-created with each other, and they cannot succeed with chaos at home. They absolutely have to have loving, caring people with them that they can trust and turn to and find regeneration with, because they cannot do this job and expect to just be robots and come in and perform every day, because they too are capable of bad selves and so egotistical, difficult. I was sitting once with a CEO. He was next in line at the moment to become CEO of a very large a global company, industrial company. And I had done an evaluation because the board asked me to help him sort of accelerate his development. And he came in to the room after I'd given him his report the night before, his feedback report, and he walked into the room and he wouldn't shake my hand, and he just sat down. And he was clearly upset, and he just sat there in silence. And I sat across from him, and he's paging through my report, and there's red marks written all over. He's just marked it up. And I said, Doug, let's call him Doug. It's not his real name, but Doug, I said, we were going to talk about my findings, but it seems like something's on your mind. Would you like to talk about that first? And he said, well, this is nonsense. I said, what do you mean? He said, this doesn't sound like someone that is competent to be a CEO, this report. Well, what part, Doug? What part? Well, this thing that says I don't listen to feedback from others. I'm saying there, the irony is sort of painfully apparent to somebody outside of it, but Tim, And I said, okay, well, let's talk about that. I said, well, I talked to people who've worked with you for 20 years, and they say that when you disagree with them, that you roll your eyes, that when you don't like how a meeting's going, you sigh heavily and lean back in your chair. I said, just now, I don't even work for you, and I can feel the rage going on. And instead of walking in and saying, I don't recognize the person here, help me understand why people might have this misunderstanding about me, which is one way you could have approached it, you said, this is bull.
Sure.
So holding the mirror up and helping them understand themselves a bit. And he learned that about, he saw in that moment, just when you put someone on a hot stove like that, and how they sort of, whoa, they can learn, they can grow from that. So his team, actually, we got together and talked about this, and they became much more, it opens channels between each other. He's very successful today, but it's in part because his team helps him be successful. They say, there you go, Doug, you just did it.
Because they feel comfortable, now they can give the feedback.